Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for rocking with us. We appreciate it. So the location of Chinatown in Manila is called Binondo. It's one of the oldest Chinatowns in the world. It was established back in 1594. Chinese New Year's remind us of the interconnected economies, even among territorial disputes. Dragon dances symbolizes strength and good fortune, while firecrackers are meant to ward off bad luck. On the ground, the celebration feels communal, not confrontational. Filipinos of all backgrounds participate. Chinese New Year in Manila is crowded, loud, and unpredictable. The challenge is not avoiding the chaos, it's how to frame photos within it. The real story is often not the dragon dance, but the vendors preparing food, the small glances you get from individuals within the crowd. Street photography is about finding humanity within the chaos. This celebration reflects the humanity of Filipino and Chinese families whose roots run deep in Manila. In these set of pictures, you'll see where the dragon crew are practicing for the upcoming parade. So I took the opportunity to go out and take a couple of shots of them. I didn't want to take the generic still portraits at a fast aperture. I decided to slow my aperture down and then kind of drag the shutter a little bit so I can get some motion and show you what was going on in a still photo as if it was a live movie. So I tried to drag the shutter to show you motion, and that's what you'll see here as they're running with the dragon, practicing for the upcoming parade for Chinese New Year. And once we were at the location, the first thing I started noticing were other photographers. There was a lot of photographers there to document Chinese New Year here in Manila. So I kind of took a picture of them taking pictures. Kind of corny, but sometimes I like doing that. And I'll show the photographers, and sometimes they like it and they'll ask me for it. One of the first events where we encountered were some guys who were human blowtorches. I guess they were kind of reenacting the dragging. They themselves were dragons. They were putting some solution, a clear solution, into their mouths, and then they would blow it out and they would light it with a torch. It was a pretty spectacular amount of fire, and it was really hot when they blew that out. It really heated up the scene there, almost to the point where it was burning my skin. So take a look at these photos. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they didn't burn up their mouth doing this, but it was a sight to see. I thought that shooting street photography for this festival would be a little different. It was really, really, really crowded. There was no way for me to shoot traditional street photography, so I decided just to kind of shoot an editorial style and kind of document the scene as we were there, document the festival, because shooting street photography was a no-go. Next, we encountered some drummers. Well, there were several drummers there. The drummers were mostly young kids. Some had real drums, some were using buckets for drums. Both sounded equally well. The skill, whether they were using a real drum or just a bucket they turned down on its face, the sound was spectacular. As I was walking around the crowd, I encountered some young people who would ask me to take their photos. Sometimes I would ask if I can get a portrait, and you'll see those like this one here. So you'll see those scattered out throughout this film. All right, 3, 2, 1. As I said before, there's a lot of professional photographers out there with professional cameras, but then there was a lot of amateur photographers out there with their cell phones. Sometimes I like to blur the background and focus on a cell phone that's taking a picture so that you can see what they were framing, what photo they were capturing. There wasn't a lot of detail to get while we're out shooting for Chinese New Year. But where I could find some detail, I did try to take pictures of it. And so here are some detail of some of the trinkets they were being sold by side vendors there at the festival. Not all of the performers were professional performers. Some of them made makeshift masks with cardboard boxes and painted them. And not all of the performers had costumes that related to Chinese New Year's. I saw a lot of Star Wars stormtroopers, Batman and Robin. I don't know how we're related, but they made it happen, as you can see here in these photos. During the middle of our shooting, it started raining. So we saw a lot of umbrellas pop out, which was a nice change, made for some good shots. I saw this interesting guy with a military hat on, his face covered with tattoos. I kind of motioned to him in the crowd if I could take his picture, and he agreed, so he gave it the peace sign. We had to wait for a couple people to move out of our way, but sure enough, I got a couple snaps of him. Here they are. As we were walking along the crowd, we were able to stumble upon another set of human blowtorches, so we captured a couple of photos of them. They were captivating. I saw about 3 groups of those guys, so I tried to capture them every time I saw them. As I was shooting macro photography on one of the vendors' displays, she kind of peeked under the items she was selling. I caught a picture of her smiling. She kind of gave me one of these. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll go with it. I hope you enjoy watching as much as we enjoy shooting it.